Good morning, students. For so many days, we were discussing about Advasis. Today also we will continue about Adivasi. The term literally means original inhabitants. Adivasi. See the Hindi words or Sanskrit words. Adi means from the beginning. Vasi means person who reside. So the persons who are residing earlier onwards, where did they reside? They were residing in the forest. According to the studies, human beings were living in the forest in the beginning. They were living by hunting. They were living with the materials available in the nature. Then slowly agriculture started, settled life started, cities developed, all those things happened. So those people who are still in the village, in the forest areas, they are called Advasis, who have not come out and started a settled life like majority people in the world. They felt comfortable to be in the forest and live there happily. That is what really. Now let's see. Advasis constitute 8% of the nation's total population. 8% of the total population are Advasis, or 84 million people. Around, they are having 130 crores. So around 84 million people. Unofficial figures vary significantly but represent a much of higher proportion of India's population. Sometimes little bit differences may be there, 8 to 9, they say 9% also is there. And they are given 7.5% reservation in the government jobs and education institutions. So they are around 8.5 to 9% they say really. So little bit differences are possible. Okay. There are over 500 different Adivasi groups in India. 500 groups means they have settled down in different parts of India. Important states are Chhattisgarh. I hope you know where is Chhattisgarh. Jharkhand, they are neighboring states. Madhya Pradesh, another neighboring state. Odisha. These are all coming in that area. Okay. Gujarat is on the western part. Maharashtra also in western part. But all these states come in a group like in the central India, like Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal and Andhra Pradesh, it is on the eastern side. And the northeastern states at Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura. In all these areas there are tribal people. And if you go to northeastern states, Nagaland or Mizoram, all the people are considered to be, or the original inhabitants of that area are considered to be Adivasis. So we are not permitted to enter even there. We need a pass to enter in Nagaland also. Because they have their culture, their special way of. We may enter inside and disturb their lifestyle. That is why outsiders are not permitted to enter. In Andaman and Nicobar, you cannot go. They are not permitted. It's a part of India. But they are not permitted. Like that, some areas are restricted by the government so that others would not enter into those areas and disturb the people who live their life happily there. When we go inside, we may disturb them. So these are some of the important states where Adivasis are living. Adivasi societies are most distinctive because there is often very little hierarchy among them. You know what is hierarchy? President, vice president, prime minister, like that, from the top to bottom it comes. Even the school principal, vice principal, madam officer, then comes the teachers, house-masters, students, like that. So that's a hierarchy. From bottom to like this coming. That's a hierarchical system. Bottom there will be so many people, at the top there is. Means there is a one head. For Adivasis, there is nothing like that. They don't just follow like that somebody's head. All of them live together, all of them take a decision together. So, as such head, as such king or ruler, as such he is not there in most of the tribal groups. They take a decision together. That is the speciality of tribal groups. They are radically different from communities organized around the principles of Jati Varna. Now, those who are settled down outside, we have divided the human beings on the basis of caste. The curse of India. Like it. If the caste system is absolutely removed, nobody minds the caste of other individual, then India would be a developed country. We should not ask the religion and caste of other individual. It is none of our business to know the religion and caste of other individual. Let it be personal. And there should be no record of caste of anybody, so that the people will have an inbuilt feeling, I am belong to this caste. I am like this. Somebody, I am like this. That should not happen. All should have equal status. That caste feeling should be abolished. Then only India would be a socially and democratically developed country. Okay. So principles of Jati Varna caste are those that were ruled by kings. When the kingship is there, naturally the king is at the top, other ministers coming down like that. That's a hierarchical system. In the Christianity there is a hierarchical system. The topmost of the Christian division is the Pope. Then there are cardinals, bishops, priests in the church. Then comes the ordinary people. So that's a hierarchy system. So this is the thing. So Jati Varna, you know, it's a caste system. One caste is coming, they are superior, they are brought out from some part of the body, like that. So those kind of caste system is not there among the tribal people. So all of them treat themselves equally. One cannot be degraded, telling that you are of this caste. Or one cannot be feeling that I am belonging to this caste. All are equal. Advasis practice a range of tribal religions that are different from organized religions. What is a religion? A systematic worship of God. A systematic worship of God. That's what the religion. So naturally, since they don't have any systematic ideas, they don't have any systematic religion. Every organization or group of people, they feel somebody as a god, they start to worship that person, or that statue, or that material, whichever they like. So that is what they will believe. No religion for the worship as such. We cannot give any religious name for the Adivasis. These often involve worship of ancestors, village and nature spirits. Nature spirit, the spirit is there. So they worship that spirit. They think that spirit is powerful. Mountains think that mountains are so much powerful. They worship the mountains. River spirits, river is having spirit. They worship that spirit. Animal spirit, etc. These are they worship. There's no particular way of religious activities There is no systematic way of conducting the pujas or anything else. Nobody can say, Pujari cannot say, if I send the message only, God will receive. Nothing of that sort is there in Adivasis, tribal people. During the 19th century, substantial numbers of Adivasis converted to Christianity. So they were not having religion. Many of them turned themselves into Christians. Because Europeans have come, they have asked the people, they have taught them about Christianity. So many of the tribal people have become Christians. Adivasis converted to Christianity, which has emerged as a very important religion in modern Adivasi history. So most of the Adivasis are having the Christianity as such their religion. Because they were not having any particular religion, so the Christians came and they taught them how to believe a systematic way of religion and asked them to come into Christianity, and many of them turned into Christians. So Adivasis, most important religion presently, Adivasis are Christianity. Advasis have their own languages. You know, India is having plenty of languages. So one of them. Sandhali has the largest number of speakers and has a significant body of publications, including magazines on the internet or its own sanskrit. This one language named Sandhali as a language. You know, we have got so many languages. Konkani is a language, Tulu is a language. They are starting to have script. Okay, some writings are there. So like this, Sandhali also they start writing and we develop the languages. Because you know, the language which we speak is familiar for us, our mother tongue. It automatically comes because that is what we hear when we are born from our family members. And we naturally absorb the language. Nobody should teach the language of our parents because we are naturally absorbed. If I am put up in a remote village where there is no chance of learning the language, I will learn the language in that area. There is no option because naturally comes to us. That's what happens when a child is born. Child hears the language of the members who are in the house. They speak. He understands the word meaning and he speaks. That's it. Advasis and the stereotyping. What is stereotyping? Telling somebody you are like this. You are like this. You are like this. That's a stereotyping. Like a parrot is speaking. Parrot will speak what is taught it. It doesn't have its own thinking. So, going on telling this thing to the other person. So, the person hears, oh, he feels a man. The same thing we have heard in the beginning of the Adivasi stories. That grandfather is telling, a grandchild is telling the grandmother. See, every time we are projected as a dancing thing. So that is what you must understand. In school functions or other official events or in books and movies, Adivasis are invariably portrayed as very stereotypical ways. In colorful ways, there will be so much decorations and all those things they will have. Then costumes, headgear, they will have a covering of their head. We have seen many aspects of photos. And through their dancing, and every time they will be dancing and celebrating like this. So that kind of things are shown every time asked. So that's stereotyping. Adivasi, you should have headgear. Otherwise, how you are Adivasi? Or you should wear a colorful costume. Then only you are Adivasi. How can you be called Adivasi? So when you are having headgear, you are Adivasi. Even if you are not Adivasi, if you are having a headgear, you are Adivasi. So that is stereotyping with that. Wrongly leads to people believing that they are exotic, primitive and backward. So every time when we project them like this, they are like this. They are having bangles in their hand, they are tribal, they don't wear modern dress. Like that when we say we are projecting themselves out every time, stereotyping, or we are telling to them you are like this, you are like this. You are not developed, you are in an underdeveloped area like that. In the beginning of the chapter, the grandchild opens talk with the same things. Advasis and the development. ores like iron, copper, gold, silver, gold and diamonds, invaluable timber, most medicinal herbs and animal products, wax, lax, honey and animals themselves all come from forest. It's all available in the forest. So we have seen in the history chapter, when Jamshedji Tata wanted to find out where iron ore is available, he went in search of it and there he found in Jharkhand area. So it was a forest area. So those ores are available under the ground. So naturally all the surface of that people are living. And the people were collecting the ore. Now what did they do? They asked the people to vacate from there and go out. And began to dig and mine, take out everything, all the resources. So these resources are preserved and are under their control. But we chase them out of that area. What do we see? Everything is available in the forest only. The forest areas. This is the situation. Our life depended heavily on forest. Recharge many of India's rivers, which are crucial to the availability and quality of our life. Even many rivers start from the forest areas. You know, everything starts from the deep forest areas. If the rivers are not there, we cannot even live. You know it. So those things, so what we do, we try to destroy the forest. But they try to preserve the forest. Our life depended heavily on the forest. Recharge many of India's rivers. Everything is done from the forest areas. More than 50% of the persons displaced due to mining projects are tribals. From an area, if 100 people are removed, 50% will be tribals. Because naturally mining area will be in the forest, so naturally they have to vacate that areas. 79% of the persons displaced from the states of Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha and Jharkhand are tribals. 79%. Overall India is 50%. When it comes to these states, here Andhra, Chhattisgarh, Odisha and Jharkhand. In those states alone, if you take 79% of the total people who are asked to vacate their home and go to some other place are tribals. You think of it. When a person is removed from their place to another place, how much problem he is having? The family relationship is broken, the social relationship is broken, the social position he is having, and he has to go and get rooted in some other place. And it is very difficult. So you think about it. Huge tracts of tribal lands have gone under the waters of hundreds of dams. You know, still the dam of Gujarat, Narmada Dam. How much still the people are? Mehta Patel, she is fighting for it. We need plenty of acres, thousands of acres of the land has gone under water. So tribal areas, so naturally the forest areas are going under water, the tribal people have to vacate from there. So that also affects them. So we may say this development, but when we are using it for development, others are getting affected, okay. But we should have more concern for those persons who are affected. That is really, naturally we may have to have dams. We cannot say without dam we can. Without electricity, modern clearly we cannot do it. But when we displace them, we must have concern. You think the same situation is facing for us? We are asked to displace, go away. How much we will have problems? So they must also have the same situation. So that is what we must understand. Okay. So in the northeast, their lands are being removed and taken, and all those things are happening. All this areas. India has 100 coastal national parks covering 4,051 square kilometers and 543 wildlife sanctuaries covering 1,18,918 13,918 square kilometer. All these areas naturally will be forest. I think all this will be forest. So naturally the tribal people who are living in that area have to vacate from there because it is a national park. Animals have to live, human beings should not live there, so they have to go out from there. Then these are areas where tribals originally lived but were evicted from them. If they continue to stay in this forest, they are termed as the encroach. It was their land. They were living along with the animals in the forest. Now they are vacated. Where to go? So their psychological problems, social problems, economic problems, we never think about it. So this is one of the great problems of Indian society. So if they go and settle down again, they will be called encroachers. Literacy rates among the tribals are 59 out of others 73. 59% is still literate. National level it is 73 in 2011 census. Okay, now it is 79 or 80. This percent I have not taken last year. This is I have taken up 2011 census. 45% of tribal groups in rural areas and 35% of the urban areas live below the poverty. So 45% of the tribal people who are living in rural areas, they were living in the forest, they were happy, they were getting good food. Now they are living in below poverty line. Means they are not able to purchase their food and items and live, or not able to produce the things. And 35% of them are having the living below poverty line. When you see total population of them is 9%. And 7.5% of them are having reservation in government jobs and education institutions. Still, you see their situation. Among them, 45% are still living in poverty in the villages, and 35 average, we can say around 40% of them still living in poverty. Why? That is what we are doing. Many tribal children are malnourished. Many of India's most important mining and industrial centers are located in Adivasi areas. Jamshedpur, Roorkela, Bokaro and Bhilai, all these industrial and mining centers are located in tribal areas where the tribal people are living. This is the situation. Okay, so tribal life, they go like this. The lifestyles, they are dress using. Okay, thank you very much.